Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Another Trey's Let's Play Modded Minecraft Season 3. So, like I said, today I want to work on applied energistics, which means I need to get inside one of these meteors. This will not work on this, so I guess I'm going to have to go like this. That blaze jet wand has been amazing to get around the world in. It's so fast, it lasts a while. It does look like its durability is going down a little bit quickly. As soon as it gets down low enough, I'll show you how to repair that guy. Shouldn't take us too long. Oh, I got to make sure I have along. We are going to need the cut paste gadget. That's going to be important here. So inside one of these meteors, once you get to the middle of it, seems to be taking forever, you're going to find a couple things that you're going to need to get started in applied energistics. This is a big one. There we go. So the first thing you're going to need is that shiny box right there. That's going to have... Should have left some empty space in my backpack before I came here. But that's okay. I'll just throw my ores in here. That should be plenty of space. You're gonna need what's inside this box, which when I break it is gonna be all of the inscriber presses for applied energistics. There's 4 of them with base applied energistics. That's the 4 you're gonna find in this, and then a guide for it. I also want to get a little bit extra of this sky stone because that's used in some crafting recipes. And then the other thing is these budding Certus quartz blocks. We're hoping for a flawless one, so there's one flawless one. That's awesome. I would like 2. There are 2. We got really lucky. Okay, so the rest of these damaged ones, we're just gonna actually, you should be breaking these because you'll get Certus quartz dust from the ones that aren't fully grown. So this is chipped, this one is chipped, this one's flawless, so that's a perfect one. This one is also chipped, so we're just gonna take this, chipped. These 2 are flawless. So normally when you break them, it will make it 1 tier less than what it was before you broke it. But if we take our cut paste gadget and really hope we do this right, so we're going to go cut mode, that we are going to cut that, and then I'm going to paste it right next to this one, and then we are going to make sure we're in cut mode and go like that and get both of them. So I'm gonna cut those, and then the village was, the spawn village was just over here, so there's a waystone there. Let's see if we can find, where was the waystone in this town? Oh, there it is. So while we're here, though, we might as well demonstrate the lava repair. Do I still have that bucket of lava? I do. So if I take this bucket of lava, put it here, and I throw this in it, you'll see that it goes up in the air. It pulls all the energy out of the lava, turns the lava into obsidian, and it's fully repaired. Isn't that cool? Now, I can't pick that up because I don't have a diamond tier pickaxe, but I'll get it later. Home sweet home. So now that we have that, I'm going to clear out some space here to make our applied energistics room, and I'll be back. All right, so thanks to our cut and paste gadget, we now have a pretty decent sized room here to start building our applied energistics system. I also want to grab these guys. So let's see, we'll take you, and then we're going to cut that. We do want to overwrite the other data, and then we want to put those back here. I think we really only need one of them, but we'll go ahead and take them both, because why not? Where did they go? There we go. Scared me for a second. So those will continue to grow. I do want to make a growth accelerator to make them grow faster. What does that take to make? We're going to need Fluix. We're going to need ME glass cables. That's quartz fiber, which I guess only uses Certus. Do we have? We only have 6. We do have some of this Certus. Let's see what we can get into. Well, let's get some glass. We're also going to need a bucket of water. You have glass here? We have a little bit of glass. We should probably get some more glass going. Put this stuff away. Don't need this guide right now. We will take all this glass. We have a crafting table inside of our backpack. Might as well go ahead and eat this. Okay, so now if I want to make some cable, we're gonna go like this. So growth accelerator. It's this guy. So we're gonna need 2 Fluix cables. So we're gonna need some Fluix. That's why we need our bucket of water. So I know we have an infinite supply of water in here. You know what else we're going to do quick while we're here thinking about it? There are upgrades for the dire armor, for the boots that make you faster. What does it take to make that? Let's see. Run speed and walk speed are 2 different upgrades. So sugar potatoes upgrade blank. Do we have the ferrous? We did, but we don't appear to right now. Let's make a little bit more. Looks like we're running low on iron again. All right, let's go ahead and get these. Okay, so we're going to need 2 upgrades, which means we're going to need 2 upgrade bases. Let's get run speed. It's 2 sugar and 2 potatoes. Sugar, sugar, sugar. I believe you can also sag this to get extra. Oh yeah, lots of extra. Okay, don't need this right now. We got the potatoes, so run speed upgrade and then walk speed upgrade is 2 carrots. I know we have those as well. Yeah. So then I believe is it the boots or is it the legs? It might be the legs. Yep, it's the legs. Then whenever you go into one of your tools menus, you can click on any of the armor pieces you have, activate or deactivate their abilities as well. So they're by default they're set to max. So now I should be just a little bit faster. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Okay. Now we were making cables, which means we need Fluix. That's why we got the water. So in order to make Fluix, we are gonna need redstone, quartz, and that quartz. Oh, but it needs to be charged. So in order to make charged Certus quartz, we're gonna need a charger. That is made with just some iron and copper. Are we out of iron? Oh, guess I'm going mining for iron. Well, I did get a bunch more iron, as you can see, but also I decided to do a little bit of fixing up of the base, and I might have gone a little overboard and spent a little while working on this. So now that we have the iron that we need, we're going to go ahead and make that charger. I should probably move a lot of this stuff over into that room, since that's probably where I'm going to be spending most of my time from this point on. So we'll take our bed. We won't move the chests yet. Let's go ahead and put this right here for now. Smithing table can just go off to the side here somewhere. The bed I usually put there, but that's occupied, so I guess we'll stick it over here. Set our respawn. So yeah, let's go ahead and make that charger. I think we're also gonna need copper for that, actually. I should move these chests. Should move at least this one. Can I use, here's a question. I hate to risk this. I probably should test it first. But if I get our cut and paste gadget, this guy, what is, let's go ahead and set this to cut mode. It's inside this chest, just a little bit of stuff. Let's take all this out and put some cobblestone in here. And then if I, no, can I not even cut and paste a chest? Nope. So I don't know, there might be a way to do it. I might have to, like, if I take a piece of cobblestone and I put it here, can I then shift click that? No, shift click the chest and right click that and then cut. And then if we go up here, it does look like the chest is in there now. We can also rotate this like that. Let's go ahead and put it right here. Does that still have, okay, yeah, that works. So should have put that up one. That's okay, we'll just do them the other way now. So if I go ahead and put this piece of cobblestone here and I use the cut and paste gadget and shift right click on this and then right click on this and then cut you. Oh yeah, that works pretty good. So then we're going to rotate that like that. Cool, that made it easy. Let's make sure all our stuff is still in there. It looks like it. Okay, so copper. Then we should be able to go here, make a charger. For now, we can just extend this cable out one more. Put the charger right here. Does that work? Looks like it. So let's go ahead and put this stuff back in the chest. Oh, we want to, yeah, we can drop that. Where did we put this? Oh yeah, right here. Don't need those seeds. We'll keep the cables on us just in case, but we don't need these. Okay, so with the charger, if we grab our Certus quartz, we should also take these broken Certus quartz blocks, and if we break them again, they'll just turn into regular Certus quartz, and then we got a bunch more. Also, where is Apple? Okay, and then we should be able to charge these up. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell when they're charged. They do change texture a little bit right there. All right, we got a couple. Then we need redstone. And I did burn through, so these laboratory blocks take I wanted to use white for the scheme of the base, but these laboratory blocks do take nether quartz to make, and the reason I felt that that was a good idea was because we have that geode, which we should go back and visit. We should also chunk load that. But for now, we should have a couple more. We need some redstone. And then I got rid of our bucket of water. So let's put that back down. Okay. So we're going to want to turn our magnet off because this is an in-world transformation. We don't want to be pulling that stuff back in. So we do 5 of those. 5 of those. And 5 of those. And in water, they will turn into flux crystals. So with that, we should now be able to make our growth accelerator, which is going to take a flux block. So that's going to be 4 of them right off the bat. We're going to need a couple more of these cables. And then 2 quartz glass, which is going to take 5 Cirrus quartz dust, which I think we were saving that up. Yep. Do you need some glass? I have glass. Okay, with that, we should be able to make our growth accelerator. Now, ideally, I want to put it back here. Let's put some lights in here. These Luminax blocks are really nice. They're just a little bit of glowstone, some dye, and some stone. I did make another cobble galore block in here to make stone. Now this is almost the same as obsidian, except instead of consuming the lava, it consumes the water. So I have a 2x2 infinite water pool back there, and it is eating that piece every once in a while to make stone. But now we've got infinite stone, which is really handy for mods like chipped and chisel and Luminax. So, but for now, I do want to take one of these guys. I think this one has probably got less growth on it. Again, we're going to have to use the cut and paste gadget because otherwise we will break this flawless, will never degrade, which is why we want to make sure we're keeping it. Which is why we want to make sure that we're doing it this way. All right, so cut mode, shift right click. Okay, and then we're going to cut that. I want to put it in front of this, so we're going to have to put something here to place it on. Not that, that. Right there. And now that we have that in place, we can break this. We are going to need to get some power to this guy. I did not get power run over here yet. So, how many cables do I have? What does it take to make these cables? Mostly iron. So we can do that now. We can do that really easily. We do want to get this stuff back. We're going to need more of these. Redstone block. I did grab a bunch of redstone too while I was out. Did a lot of mining. So cables, base capacitor. Boom. Basic energy cables. That is not going to be enough. So we do have a bunch more of those. So it should be pretty easy. We just need more of these. And then we can go ahead and make some more of these. It's going to take quite a bit to run power to this. So what I'm thinking is we're going to want to run it from over here. Let me think about how I want to run this cable, and I'll be right back. So what I think I'm going to do to make this easy is just run it right under here. We're going to run straight back through here. And eventually, broken hammer again. eventually we should hit that crafting table. Yep, there it is. All right, so right about here is where I'm gonna want to put my energy acceptor for the AE system. But for right now, I want to keep running back this way because I want to get, I do want this also to be able to accept cables. You know what I did forget that I wanted to do? I want to be able to put cables below all of these because these are going to be the controllers for the AE system. And then I want to be able to run cables down below them. So I actually may have made this room the wrong size. How am I going to fix that? Give me just a minute. So I actually remember that there are covers for the wires in this mod, so this should be fine. The wires can come down through here, and then I can just put coverings over the outside like here. So that should be just fine. The next thing I want to do is I want to make sure I can reach these. I'm going to put, kind of want to put an access door to be able to get behind here. So I'm thinking like here. That is one block too close. I do want the power to be able to go in there. And then I can block this off. Okay. So now I have access to that. Will this accept power directly? Looks like yes. So that's cool. And then under here, I want this to be all completely open. Yeah, there we go. Because we want to have access to the underside of the controller. So that needs to be open. Another upgrade I want to get like right now is there's actually a jump upgrade. So right here, jump boost is just 2 pistons and an upgrade blank. That should be really easy. Let's get that done real quick. We have any? Yeah, we do right there. There, and then some pistons. Do need some wood. Let's get this back in here. Two pistons. But the upgrade blank should give us our jump boost upgrade. And then if we go here, we are going to need to get our boots. This one is boots. Now we should be able to jump much higher. So when I'm down here, can I jump out? Not quite. So that'll be the next tier. Let's see. There we go. And then one more here. Okay, now that's all completely open. I want to run that power cable Yep, we're definitely going to need a bunch more of these. Much better. Okay. And just like, just like that. It is new. Did also learn that this apparently does count as a diamond level pickaxe. I'm not really sure why, considering it's made out of basically gold, but yeah. Okay, so now that we've got a bunch more cables, we should be able to run this the rest of the way. I think what I'm gonna do is go underground here, and then we should be able to just pop down here. I go like this. Pretty close. So if we go like this. Hey. This cable comes right through here like this. And we should be connected to our source of power now. Let's make sure this is running. Should see little like, so that does not have power. All right, so I went ahead and made 5 inscribers and an ME drive and our first controller. Basically the controller is just made with some Fluix, some Skystone, and an engineering processor. The engineering processor did require us to use diamonds with the engineering press inside of an inscriber, which is why I set up all the inscribers. One for silicone, one for logic, which is gold, one for calculation, which is quartz, one for engineering, which is diamond, and then one to put them all together. So for instance, if we want to make a engineering processor, we take a diamond, we throw it in this one because this is the engineering press. It'll go ahead and make that. Silicone, the same thing. You just make silicone like so. From Applied Energistics, you can smelt either just the Certus quartz dust will give you 1, or you can make this quartz blend, which gives you 4. And that only takes 1 Certus quartz dust. The coal and sand are pretty common, so that tends to be the way that I go. And then you throw that in an inscriber and you get the printed silicon. You take your printed silicon along with your chip and a piece of redstone, and that will get you a processor. Like that. And those are used a lot in this mod, so we are going to want to automate that ASAP. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so now that we have all that done, what we want to do is make our first panel, so that, well, actually what we should probably do first is make a drive, because the drive is what actually holds your items. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and make, they're not called drives in base AE, they are called storage cells. We're going to make a 16K storage cell, I think. So in order to make a 16K storage cell, we're going to need 3 4Ks, and each of those is going to need a 1K, which means we're going to need 9 1Ks, so which means we're going to need 27 charge Certus, or is it just regular? I think it's just regular Certus, and then 9 logic processors, which means we're going to need 9 pieces of gold. Is this one. We already have the silicon and the redstone, so we'll let those run. We got plenty of Certus. I've been coming over here and getting Certus quartz every time it's grown. Eventually we'll automate that as well. Do want to keep an eye on our power. I also want to keep grabbing the dust, because the dust is useful for a lot of things in the mod. So our power, it looks like we've eaten through our lava. So we can go grab some more. Grabbing some lava is as easy as coming down into the mining cave with our tank. 23 out of 32. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of lava and head back up top. All right, full tank of lava. Don't forget to hit it with your configurator in order to make it empty into the magmator. I do want to upgrade that to the next tier pretty soon because I want it to be able to make more power. We're also going to keep collecting this. Okay, so our printed logic circuits are done. We can go ahead and throw them in here along with some redstone and silicone and let those go. All right, so we've got those 9 done. With that, we should be able to make our 16K drive. What are we out of? Redstone. Oh, that's easy. Redstone. So we need our 1Ks. And then we can turn those into 4Ks. And for those, we're going to need more quartz glass. We have some more of that we put away. We do. So 4K storage drive. For those, we're going to need 3 calculation processors. Calculation processors are just made with quartz. Oops, that's logic. Calculation is here. We can also make acceleration cards that make these run faster. I will be doing that pretty soon. It takes a lot of flukes to do that, so I want to get that automated first. So then we take these, we go down here again, 3 of these, 3 of these, and 3 of these. Get us those, and we should be able to make our 4Ks. One more. I do want to put these away. Let's try to make some room in our inventory here real quick. We got a bunch of flint on us for some reason. We don't need the energy acceptor right now. We don't need these or these. There we go. So that's our 3 4Ks, and then in order to make our 16Ks, we're going to need some glowstone. Let's get that out of here. We are going to need one more calculation processor for that. I don't know what just exploded, but I don't like that. One more calculation processor. Let that go. While that's going, let's go harvest this. So much quartz. Keep getting our dust. We should make some more. We should make some more of the silicone as well. So silicone is easy. 6 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these will make 6, and then we can go ahead and smelt that up. That makes 24 of those, and really the only thing you need that for is these, so we're just going to go ahead and turn it into the silicone right away for the chips. So that should get us our 16K storage drive. So with that done, we also need to put it in a case. So 16K, it's like this. So these base drives from Applied Energistics, this one will hold 16,000 items, but it'll only hold 63 types of items. So whichever one of those gets full first will make it full. There's another type of drive, these actual drives that don't have that type limitation, which is super nice, but they do require netherite and amethyst, neither of which do I have right now. So for now, we're just going to use this one. And we're just going to put in there what we need to. In order to access this system, though, we are going to need some cables. And with that'll connect that up to the controller. And then in front of that, we need to put our terminal. So we want a ME crafting terminal, but in order to make an ME crafting terminal, we just need an ME terminal, which is made with annihilation cores, formation cores, logic processors, illumination panels. So we're going to need some more quartz glass, which means we're going to take some of this and we're just going to make a bunch of dust. There's none finished here. I can harvest this again. There's some dust. There's a dust. That's 4. And then we should be able to get some out of here. Okay. So in order to make our ME terminal, we're going to want to make this guy, which means we're going to need some of these. That'll give us 3, so that'll last us a while. An ME terminal requires a nice, so we're going to need 3 logic processors total, which means we're going to need 3 more gold. Luckily, these are automatable, so we should be able to do that pretty soon. Okay, and then we're just going to take this out of here for now. 3 of these and 3 of these will make us those. We're also going to need a quartz and a certus. We have our certus, so we're going to need another quartz. Take one of those. And we've got those. Okay. Now, ME terminal, we're going to need annihilation core, which is going to require Fluix dust, which we might be able to do this way. If not, we can do it in the inscriber. Yeah, we can't do it like that. So, put those in here. All right. And ME terminal, 2 annihilation cores, 2 formation cores, and then we should be able to make our ME terminal. Now with that, we can see what's inside of our A system and we can put things in and take things out, but we can't craft directly from the system. So what we're going to want to do is make an ME crafting terminal, which is going to require that and also another diamond. This one. Then we're going to need one of these and one of these and one of these. We'll get that crafting table going. That, and we should then be able to, oh, sorry, it's a calculation processor. Which is this one. All right, let that guy finish up. We'll go ahead and stick this. We will need these as well as this engineering processor soon enough, but for now, we'll take this guy and we'll make our ME crafting terminal. Then we can just stick that right here, and then we should have access to our entire system. Now, I do like to make this the taller terminal style. Actually thought it was going to be bigger than that, but that's good for now. And we can just go ahead and start throwing all this stuff in here. Again, we can only have 63 types at the moment. But and throw all the stuff that we commonly craft within here. Actually, we're not going to throw the ingots in here. Actually, we're not going to throw this stuff in here either because we're going to have drawers for a lot of this. But that's going to be next episode when we really start fleshing things out. I do want to put these in. These and this. And this. These. And this. This should all be stuff that goes in there. Grains of Infinity we're not going to have a ton of. So yeah. Going to get this stuff straightened out and decide what we want to do next. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. We got our AE system going and a couple more upgrades for our just dire armor and tools. Thanks for joining me for this one. The next episode, I think we're going to start working on some more storage to be attached to this with drawers and things like that. So I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like and see you in the next one.